Back once again, AD on the radio. I'm 17 years old, or thereabouts. This band that I'm in, I wound up in this band. Don't know how exactly, but I wound up in this band that's kind of sort of like a big deal. The drummer had been in a bunch of bands that had done really, really well in the past, and so immediately we're booked on all these tours. Most of them sort of college tours. Most of them going around playing shows at colleges, and we're having a great old time. But it's a little kind of unsettling for my young mind. I mean, there I am, sort of like thrust into the life of a professional working rock and roll musician, playing colleges, and everybody in the band's like older than me, a lot older than me. And so one of the things I really like about playing colleges is, well, I'm there hanging out with people that are kind of sort of my age in England at the time where I'd grown up. And so I remember playing. Colleges tend to be a little bit seasonal with how they do things. They have like big shows in the spring, big shows at the end of the year when everybody's getting ready to take off for summer vacation, and big shows going into the Christmas holidays, that sort of whole season. And we played like a Christmas ball at a college in London. And it went alarmingly well. It was really good. And this is all brand new to me, pretty much. At least the part where I'm on tour. That was new to me. And we're loading out. And this girl, unbelievably attractive girl, like just, and I say attractive as opposed to hot because there's something about her. She kind of smiles and laughs and sparkles, and she'd had a few, and she's in sort of like semi-formal attire, and she's right around my age, and she sits on top of the flight case in which our drummer's drums are packed. And she says, where's your singer? To the guys in the band. And they're like, oh, he's over here. And all the other guys in the band that are older than me, that have been around the block a couple times, were like, this is it. This is young AD's first experience of spending the evening with a girl that is willing to spend the evening with him because, well, he kicks ass on stage, because we put on a great show. This is going to happen for him. And I'm uncomfortable, to say the least. I'm nervous. I'm a kid, really, thrust into a world of precociousness without necessarily even wanting it. Just wanting to make a living playing music. And they're like, hey, man, this is it. And I was like, I don't think so. That's just not me. Really just very nervous about the whole situation. And they're like, yeah, it is. And bear in mind, we're in the far off corners of London. It's late. The subways have stopped. There's a van ready to take me back to where I live with the rest of the band. and we load all the stuff in. And our tour manager goes, hey, just head back in there. Could you grab this thing for us? And I go back there. Whatever it is they told me to grab, not there. But the girl is. And I turn around and I see the van drive off. And I was like, oh, I guess this is happening. And in the meantime, I guess whatever she'd been drinking had not completely worn off, but worn off enough to where she was like, ooh, well, I like this guy, but I'm also just pretty young. I'm also a kid, 17, 18 years old. All right. So we go back to her room at the college, knowing that something is supposed to happen. And both kind of very awkward with the whole situation. And I guess for whatever reason, she puts on some music. Set or lighten a mood, I don't know. But it's some sort of David Bowie greatest hits compilation. And she throws that song on, Rebel Rebel. I'm like, what is this? And she's like, hold on a second. You're a guy in a band and you don't know. Hold on. What? I was like, yeah, what is this? She's like, this is David Bowie. I was like, oh. Because at the time, I guess the David Bowie that I'd known had been more about fame and fashion, and I liked those songs, and I liked that side of him, but I didn't know he had that to him. And she's like, well, if you like that, you're going to love this. And hear another song, and another, and another. We listened to the whole album. We listened to the whole album over and over and over again. We talked about Bowie. We talked about what the songs on the album meant and what they meant to us. We talked about his take on God, which is something that kids talk about a lot. They don't tell the adults that they're talking about it, but they're trying to figure everything out. You're 17, 18 years old. You're trying to figure literally everything out. And I'm struck throughout the course of the evening. By this music. And by this girl who is awesome. She is making me laugh. We're having so much fun. And I feel like, well, I was supposed to grow up in a certain way that night. I didn't grow up the way I was supposed to. And as it turns out, as the years fell away and as I became a guy in a band that toured, I never did that. Never went home with a girl. Never went home with a girl because she liked my music. Never did that. Never partook in groupie action, so to speak. But did a certain type of growing up in that I was made aware of this incredible man. And through everything that he did, his ability to speak to our condition, these two kids trying to figure life out and having life reflected back at us by the work of David Bowie, whose music is out there and incredible, but manages to touch us through his incredible understanding of humanity. I won't be sad. Instead, I'm happy for him. One of the greatest lives that we've been allowed to witness. A true artist. You did it. You did it amazingly. Good night, David Bowie.
Where the left and right come together for fundamental truths. AD on the radio.
Every day you're going and working, running that rat race at that pace and that place will leave a bad taste for anyone, everyone working day after day. So buddy, I gotta say, for you, there's gotta be a better way, yeah. And you do what they told ya, company man, feel it, mindless little soldier. How can you live like that and maintain your composure before it's begun? Your life's already freaking over. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want.
So I got an email from someone who was listening asking what happened to the girl in the story, the one that introduced me to the awesomeness that is David Bowie. You know what? That night, nothing happened. We did not, nothing happened. We were kids. We were trying to figure stuff out. And I guess kids in a different situation would have acted differently. And who knows, maybe the night would have gone differently if she hadn't thrown on David Bowie. Maybe we would have had an awkward, unsatisfying fumble that we probably both would regret the next morning. But we didn't. We kind of sort of, we figured some stuff out, or tried to figure some stuff out, as kids that age do, to the soundtrack of life being played to us by David Bowie. And you know what? I think that's really honestly part of what made him great. It's that, look, his songs do not necessarily tie into a really obvious version of the human experience. Ground Control to Major Tom, There's a Starman Waiting in the Sky, all of the above don't necessarily have a ton to do with our day-to-day life. But his ability to touch people through the stories he told in his music, his understanding of humanity and the human experience, that was really something. And it was really something to be taken with when you're in that sort of like a stage where you're at the precipice between childhood and adulthood. And honestly, it couldn't have come at a better time in my life. It helped me figure some stuff out. It helped me figure out that, wow, I got to dig a little bit deeper into this guy's music. It also helped me figure out that I did not want to be a guy that went around the country and then went around the world having meaningless physical encounters with females just because they liked my band. I wanted something a little bit more meaningful than that. And me and this girl talked till the wee hours of the morning. You can do that when you're a kid. You can do that when you're a kid. You can stay up all night talking because you're fascinated by the person that you're with. And you're fascinated by this thing that you're indulging in called life, because it's all new, because you're walking out onto this precipice known as life with teetery Bambi-esque steps as you try and figure things out, and everything's fascinating and exciting and amazing, and you can stay up all night, you can have an all-nighter and still look good the next morning, and that is what youth is for. But years later, me and this girl, still friends on a regular basis. And I remember hanging out with her after that, saying to her, hey, because she called me afterwards, and she was like, we should see each other again. I was like, yeah, we really should. And we went and hung out, and we had such a great time talking again. And we made sort of a decision right there. We could maybe date. We might, or have a little thing. But I really like you. You seem like more of a friend. Not that you're not super easy on the eyes or anything, but I like this. I like the friendship part. I like the laughter and the hanging out so much that I don't want to mess it up with some sort of immature dalliance that's just guaranteed to end. I would rather be your friend forever. And you know what? We still are. She lives in a different country, but we're still in touch, and it's always amazing to hear from her. And without the intervention of David Bowie's Rebel Rebel, things might have gone very differently. I might not have had a friend for life, and I might not have made a pivotal decision about how I wanted to go through life with regard to sort of, I guess, easy physical encounters with females on the road or otherwise. And you know what? A lot of people will say David Bowie was a guy that didn't necessarily have a specific fixed identity. He didn't have a specific fixed identity in terms of who he was as an artist. He changed up his image. He changed up his hair. He changed up his look. He changed up his style, his sound, his music, everything, almost with every album. And a lot of people would say that meant he didn't really have a true identity of his own. But to me, it meant that he was able to reflect us, back at ourselves and every stage of life that we were in, he was able to paint a picture of a human experience in a way that touched the absolute masses. And here's the thing. Here's an interview with David Bowie from back in 1973 during his Ziggy Stardust era, where he talked about his philosophy on life. And this about sums it up.
I find that I'm a person who can take on the guises of different people that I meet. I can switch accents in seconds of meeting somebody, and I can adopt their accent. I've always found that I collect. I'm a collector. And I've always just seemed to collect personalities, ideas. I have a hodgepodge philosophy, which really is very minimal.
Do you believe in God?
I believe in an energy form, but I wouldn't like to put a name to it.
Do you indulge in any form of worship?
Life. I love life very much indeed.
This feels so
Understood.
Real radio. Real radio. Real radio. Real radio. 104.1. Like most kids from a privileged white upper-middle-class suburban background, for a significant portion of his childhood, he was pretty convinced he was down. AD on the radio.
Yeah, oh, let's go. Talking that mess, better act like you know. Oh, let's go tonight. Walk away, punk, yeah, bitch. That's right, I know this. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. So walk away, yeah, yeah. You've been talking about me for a long time, but you're too scared to say what's on your mind.
A buddy of mine. Can you hear me, Funkhauser?
Hello.
Yeah, hi. A buddy of mine I saw on the interwebs on some form of social media said 100% of my feed is Bowie. That's the kind of impact he's had on my life and my people. I love David Bowie, and I love his music forever and ever. So, let's do our very best to get on with the bulk of the show today. But, man, we're going to be celebrating this guy and his contribution to our world for years and years and years to come. And you know what? As much as, it hit me harder than I thought it would, this particular one. It's interesting because tears come whether you want them to or not. And tears came when I found out David Bowie had passed. And I had to stop to think about it for a moment. Why? Why do some people hit you a little harder than others? I mean, look, I love the music of David Bowie. It's been a part of the soundtrack to my life. But why him when not others? Why do the tears fall for this guy? And I think it's because he managed to touch us all on such a monumental level. And like I said, managed to capture humanity in his music in a way that almost no one else ever has or ever will be able to. So, yeah, we're going to be celebrating this one, the life of this man, forever and ever. But let's get on with the show, as the Thin White Duke would say. Funkhauser, I thought it might be fun if we have time today to try and figure out who you should be voting for. I took an interesting quiz.
Who, me?
Recently. And look, the quizzes that are offered up to us in these situations, you want to question their validity a little bit. But I found out through a series of questions which political candidate I am most closely aligned with in terms of my ideology. And, I was kind of surprised with who they said I should be voting for. And like I said, you got to take all these surveys with a bit of a grain of salt. But just in terms of letting you know who cares, or at least who is campaigning on the same platforms that resonate with you, it can be kind of sort of surprising. And we're going to find out who Funkhauser sides with a little later on in the show when we take this online quiz. Because Funkhauser is Mr. Ambivalent. Funkhauser, when I told him about this quiz, he was like, is there an I don't care category?
Looking forward to seeing what my soapbox will entail this
unsatisfied with some aspect of it, and you are looking for a vote, who you voted for to change that, whether it's your career, whether it's your housing situation, whether it's the people in your life, whether it's your relationship, whether it's financial woes or stresses or whatever. An elected official is not going to change any of that. It falls to you, and we talk about this all the time on the show, but it falls to you, and I think Funkhauser subscribes to that, and his I don't care stance is not necessarily lackadaisical in terms of caring about the presidency of the United States of America and leader of the free world. It's not that he doesn't care about that. It's just that Funkhauser is in the business of handling his own business. Am I right, Funkhauser?
Not currently at the moment, no, but my hands are on the buttons, but I get what you're saying there. Sure.
And you've had a girlfriend for a while now. So, no, but, Funkhauser looks after his own, and he doesn't look for other people to make changes in his life. But it'll be curious to see who he winds up being most closely aligned with. And if we have time, we'll get to that after we get to the events of today in our segment, My Witness News. In no way, shape, or form fair, certainly not balanced. Funkhauser, A, how are you? B, what is going on in the world?
I guess I missed the Golden Globes last night. That's what everybody's talking about outside of Bowie today.
Yeah. Did you, were you a Bowie fan? Is that a big deal to you?
Yeah, I've got some vinyl.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow, you've got vinyl?
Mm-hmm. Not original, but
still?
Got some Bowie vinyl, yeah. Put the wax on every now and again.
Yeah,
I showed Canadian Jane how to put a record on a couple days ago.
What?
I showed Canadian Jane how to, well.
She never came into contact with a record player before?
Seems not that way.
Wow.
She's from another planet called Canada. So
Canada.
I don't know if they have plastics there yet.
Interesting. All right, so Golden Globes.
Yeah, 73rd Annual Golden Globes were on NBC last night. The show answered many questions.
Namely, how the hell is it possible for something on NBC to be even more unwatchable than Hollywood Game Night? Sam Smith won. He won Best Song for Writings on the Wall. I think out of habit, he immediately gave the award to Tom Petty. Go on.
Fashion designer Tom Ford was a presenter?
Yeah. Yep. He was a presenter at the Golden Globes. Nice to see a Hollywood awards show finally make an effort to appeal to the gay community, and for that we salute him. What else?
Sylvester Stallone said that he hasn't been to the Golden Globes since 1977.
Yeah.
1977.
Stallone was back for Creed, I think, and he said, I guess that's probably when the original Rocky came out, right? 1977?
Probably around then, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Another set of movies I've never seen.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, like the AD is short for Adrian. I just got given the name. You know, the name Adrian is probably the most useful thing my parents ever did for me. Because, like, picture it. Adrian is kind of like a suave name. You know, like an Adrian sounds vaguely intelligent, kind of put together. And chicks dig an Adrian. It's a smooth, kind of suave, vaguely intelligent, sophisticated, cool-ass name that is a bit of a panty dropper. And,
oh, really?
Yes, I know. I'm aware of this because right around the time I was hitting puberty, as I would be interested in cashing in on that sort of thing, the best thing my parents did, they gave me the name Adrian. That went away when my English friends in about the 6th grade started calling me AD, and then they called me AD, and then I just got stuck with it. And whenever like I talk to a girl, they're like, "What is AD short for something? Is it?" Yeah, I'm like, "Well, yeah, it's just sort of." It's a nickname that sprang from Adrian. They're like, "Oh, Adrian's a beautiful name. I like that better." I'm like, missed opportunities galore. But The downside of having the name Adrian up till that point, and still today a little bit too, is when people go, like, that's what girls say. They go, oh, Adrian's a beautiful name. I like that. And I'm just like, fickle finger of fate effing me over yet again in terms of my success with the females. But, like, in terms of what guys say when you go, like, what's your real name? What's AD short for? Like, Adrian. Literally everyone goes, you Adrian! And you're just like, well, let's see, that movie came out before I was born, so I've been hearing that. Oh yeah, all my life! And, yeah, it's kind of an unfortunate one. And everybody thinks they're the first person to do that, too, when they find out your name's Adrian. They're like, oh, Adrian! But anyway, Sylvester Stallone said he hadn't been to the Golden Globes since 1977. Of course, times were different then. Star Wars was all the rage. The Middle East was a mess. A Democrat everyone hated was in the White House. And like I said, times were different. Go on.
Justin Bieber returned from a trip to Mexico.
Unbelievable. The entire country, the entirety of the United States of America is arguing about not letting a bad element in from Mexico. And this jackass just skates across the border. Where was the wall when we needed it, Trump? Thanks a lot. Go on.
That's one I would side with Trump on right there. There's a rumor.
Let me tell you, the wall will keep Canadian undesirables from crossing into our country through the Mexican border. I can tell you this much. Go on.
There's a rumor that Jabba the Hutt could return for the next Star Wars movie.
Yeah, although this time, instead of capturing Carrie Fisher, it's going to be played by Carrie Fisher.
I was going to go your mom, but that's funnier.
Yeah. Did you hear the what was it? It was jacked up. Val Kilmer. I was having this conversation with some folks recently.
Did he get stung by a bee? Is that
Val Kilmer? Do you hear, like, Amy Schumer talked about being in Hollywood, and people like, oh yeah, you kind of look like, you kind of look like Kate Hudson. She's like, I do look like Kate Hudson if I'd been stung by 1,000 bees. But yeah, I think Val Kilmer said that he was offered. Val Kilmer was offered a role in Top Gun 2. He played Iceman, or is it Goose? Which is it? Iceman, right?
Sure.
No. He was in Top Gun, the original one, and Val Kilmer said he was offered a role in Top Gun 2. And people were like, as what? The aircraft carrier? Try to figure out when things went badly wrong for Val Kilmer, because Val Kilmer made not cool, dude, not cool. Val Kilmer made pretty much my favorite movie ever, Real Genius. Such a good film. And then he was, I guess, in the Doors movie, and he was also in Willow, which is important to a lot of people I know as well. He played this sword-wielding badass. Oh, yeah. People love Willow.
Oh, yeah.
People are all...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and you forget about all this stuff. And then, did you ever see that movie, The Saint?
I have the soundtrack.
Yeah, kind of a late 90s thing. And the soundtrack was super cool. It had all these sort of like late 90s sort of like trip hop and early versions of EDM on it. Like the soundtrack to The Saint was like this super cool thing. And The Saint was the role that made Roger Moore famous in the first place. It was sort of like an English spy drama TV show, and it was kind of legendary there. And they made it into a movie, and Val Kilmer was in it, and it was terrible. And Val Kilmer was terrible in it. And I remember thinking, like, how could he be so good in everything else? Like, how could his performance in Real Genius shape my life and make me want to be Chris Knight? And if you haven't seen this movie, please go see it. But or not go see it, rent it, get it. I don't know, steal it off the whatever you got to do. Watch Real Genius. It's a classic that holds up to this day. But, like, how could he be so awesome in that and everything goes so horrifically wrong for him in this other movie? I don't know where it started going wrong for Kilmer, but I would hazard to guess it was around the time of The Saint. Go on. What else?
Kendall Jenner and Harry Styles are dating.
That's the guy from One Direction, right?
Oh, yeah. See, I was going to ask you. Who's that?
Harry Styles. I just think Harry's
sounds like a guy that needs to open up a hair cutting place.
Yeah,
quickly.
Sounds like a salon owner.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Harry Styles.
I'll buy your shampoo, Harry Styles.
Yeah. Or,
There's the other one, too, yeah.
if
You go the other route. Take the south exit. If you'd like to.
yeah, if the Harry Styles sounds like pre-manscaping era Burt Reynolds or something like that. You ever see that picture of Burt Reynolds like posing for some ladies magazine and he's naked except for like a dog or something in front of his business, and he is like that guy was in the 70s and 80s, I guess. Like Burt Reynolds was the man. Like, talk to your parents. Like your mom probably had a thing for Burt Reynolds back in the day, and that was the epitome of human attractiveness. Burt Reynolds, like skinny, excessively hairy dude with a laughably gay mustache, was like the paragon of panty dropping back in the day. It's very strange. So Harry Styles sounds like a name that describes Burt Reynolds in his prime.
I wonder if it's been taken in the XXX world.
It's got to have.
Can I call dibs?
I'm guessing it's I'm guessing Harry Styles is a name that's been taken in the adult entertainment world, where film is produced for men. Who
I wonder if there's a database.
I think the name Harry Styles is definitely taken by a porn performer who probably makes a kind of cinema that men who enjoy the romantic embrace of another man, not that there's anything wrong with that, enjoy. Kendall Jenner and Harry Styles are dating. That is, till they have a massive feud over who used the rest of whose keratin hair treatment.
With puppies in my face and Dad gotta join the human race. Time to yawn and stretch and a walk, you see. They know my order at the restaurant across the street. That's why when I shuffle in, my coffee's already waiting for me. Breeze on the patio, outdoor table, sitting with my puppies, Homer and Mabel, wondering how the rest of the day will be. Just then a kid stops by and Homer jumps up to say hi. Laughing kids and happy dogs, and yeah, that's kinda all you need. Sunshine coming my way, nothing's gonna change how I feel today. Nothing's gonna get in the way of my perfect day, perfect day. Sunshine coming my way, nothing's gonna change how I feel today. Nothing's gonna get in the way of my perfect day, perfect day.
Have mercy. This is Billy F. Gibbons right here, and you're listening to AD on the radio.
Now, more AD on the radio.
Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving you a musical savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD again. Nobody rock a party better than me. Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving you a musical savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD again. Nobody rock a party better than me.
Roy Shelton weighed in on Twitter. You can do that too at ADSXE. For me at Funk FM. For super producer to the stars, Barry Funkhauser. Funkhauser.
That's a tweet.
Why the goose? Oh, that's a tweet. The goose signifies a tweet.
Yeah.
You know, you've been attempting to find a relevant way to insert the goose into the conversation since you found the goose sound effect. I think you're getting closer. I don't know if that's it.
Lots of tweets coming in right now. Look at all these tweets. Oh, man.
Anyways, Funkhauser recently showed his girlfriend, Canadian Jane, how to put a record on a record player.
That's it.
And that's all we get. And Roy Shelton said, so what Funk FM is saying is that him and Canadian Jane experimented with vinyl recently.
Yes.
Well played. Exceedingly well played, sir. All right. Let's this quiz. Man. This quiz that helps you figure out which political candidate your values are most closely aligned with was a bit telling for me. And
are you going to tell us how it
I'll tell you who after you take yours. I'll tell you who I am.
I have to show you mine first until you show me yours. Is that how it goes today?
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, that's it. That's yeah.
Okay.
Again, another time I'm glad we are broadcasting from separate rooms. All right, continue with the news, Funkhauser. What else is going on in the world?
Alanis Morissette is going to write an advice column.
You're going to want to get the Karate Kid ready for this one?
Oh, okay. It's ready.
Okay, good. I'll read the headline again, Funkhauser.
Alanis Morissette is going to write an advice column.
Really? Well, hopefully your daughter won't ask her what to do with her boyfriend in the theater. And there
I don't
it
get
is.
it.
Go on, and boom goes the dynamite.
Explain it. I don't get it. Can you, in detail?
Go on. What else?
Steve Harvey says he's going to interview Miss Columbia on his show next Monday.
Yeah. So if you want to watch it, tune in Tuesday. Go on.
Show me Miss Columbia.
Hey, turn up the news bed. I want to feel a little bit more newsy. There you go. That's a perfect amount of
You
newsy.
want some more?
Cool.
You want some more? We
No,
can
that's
go-
good. That's
oh,
good.
Okay, I'll close that door.
Oh, wait. We have typewriters in the background.
I
with
can
our
open
news
the
team working
door.
away?
Yeah, you can. You
Okay.
want to hear the news team working away here?
Yeah, let's hear the typing pool.
Oh man, there's so many of them today. You see them all?
Oh wow.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, it's just okay.
See, it's the little people behind the scenes that don't get enough credit on other shows, and we give credit to those people.
We only hire little people on this show.
Yeah, they follow the yellow brick road right over to employment at this show.
They know how to write short slug lines for news.
Just abort.
HBO is ending Girls.
Yeah. HBO is ending the series Girls, and Chipotle will introduce stricter food handling guidelines. So your days of puking are over, America. Go on.
Playboy Enterprises announced another bold move. They're selling the Playboy Mansion, although Hugh Hefner will still be staying there until he passes away.
Right. Yeah. Which means a buyer's going to have to deal with living with Hugh till roughly March. I mean, technically, you're going to be living with Hugh Hefner and the grim specter of death. Yeah, a sickle might get in the way at breakfast, but otherwise, it should be good times. What? It's just, I just to see Playboy go out the way
Why
it's
don't
going
you just
out.
wait until he goes out?
Like
Isn't
I
it
hear,
embarrassing?
I hear the Playboy Mansion. I hear the Playboy Mansion is kind of run down and musty and not in good shape. I mean, that's the thing. You get a mansion, you think this is great, then you have to maintain a mansion. There's a lot of nooks and crannies that need cleaning, and this is
It's
the
like
Playboy
your grandpa's
Mansion.
house.
Yeah. It's like everything starts smelling like mothballs and 40 weight after a little while. You kind of got to deal with all that side of things, and it's just like, I mean, I get it. I get that I get that the end of the road is here for Playboy. I mean, they stopped having nudity. Now they're getting rid of the Playboy Mansion. Everything that Playboy meant and stood for, the grotto, the parties, the bunnies, the clubs, like the heyday is clearly over and done with. But like, burn out bright. Don't fade away. Just be like, all right, that was cool. We're closing our doors. But then the thing is, like, Playboy is such a strong, definitive brand. You can make money hand over fist off of Playboy T-shirts for the rest of time. So I guess they're never going to, like, completely put it to bed. But it's just
the current people in charge of that cannot do what you just said.
What?
There's not anybody can't make money. These people are not making money.
Well, I guess, if they look, they should probably, I guess, at this stage in the game, just enter into a licensing situation where they stop trying to produce product. They stop trying to do all these things. They just slap their name on party nights in Vegas or something like that, and clothing, and charge people to use the name and the bunny ears, and like get a royalty every single time some girl runs around in a bunny suit. I think that would probably be the only way it's going to work.
I went to a Big Lots and I saw Playboy cologne for sale for about $5.99. I thought maybe that's a good idea.
I wonder what it smells like. Oh, wait, we already know. Mothballs and 40 weight. Go on.
The temperature at kickoff of yesterday's Vikings-Seahawks game in Minnesota was 6 degrees below zero.
Yeah, or as Bill and Hillary's bedroom calls it, balmy. Go on.
Tom Brady's diet excludes sugar, flour, dairy, and tomatoes.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, like at this time of year, everybody's sort of like still under the impression that they're going to keep those New Year's resolutions. They're going to become ripped, toned, shredded, single-digit body fat, having six-pack, sporting super athletes by the time bathing suit season rolls around. They won't do what I did last summer. They won't waddle and sweat their way around the beach in fear of getting harpooned after being mistaken for a beached whale. No. Everybody's still under the impression they're going to be ripped and toned by the time swimsuit season rolls around. So everyone's really interested in celebrity diets of top athletes. And Tom Brady's diet excludes flour, sugar, dairy, and tomatoes. Which is interesting because other than the sugar, the flour, the dairy, and the tomatoes part, so does mine.
You know you better be coming with something that's real to get ahead of me. Record is undefeated, and I'm just speaking the facts. I'm not conceited. Put my skills on the mic, keep me paid like every day. You're such a weekend warrior in every way. I'm so totally awesome, and you totally suck. And if you come in the battle, you're totally out of luck. You never get the best of me. You never get the best of me. You never get the best of me. And you're about to see.
Now, someone who everybody wants to punch in the face. AD on the radio.
So, Funkhauser, I've had a couple of requests. That I tweet out the link to this quiz that determines who one should vote for that you're going to be taking on the air. And a couple of requests come through that I tweeted out so people can play along at home. So we're going to do that a little later on. How much time do we have left in the show?
We have about 13 minutes and 42 seconds there, Adrian.
All right. Okay, let's roll through what remains of the news, and then we will get into this quiz.
A man who ordered a Kindle got a box of cancerous human tissue samples instead.
Yeah, that's why you go with Amazon Prime, buddy. Although I am unhappy, to say the least, with the folks over at Amazon Prime at the moment, because my sister's birthday is today, and so sent her birthday presents, and I was talking to her. I was like, "Hey, you like your birthday presents?" She's like, "Yeah, great." I was like, "And did you like your Christmas gift?" Like, she and her husband recently moved into a new place and needed some storage stuff, so I got them some shelves off of their Amazon wish list. They're like, "What Christmas gift?" It never got there, even though Amazon told me it was delivered. So yeah, not overly thrilled with my Amazon experience. Amazon people, this is me, a member of the media, demanding that you make it right. Admittedly, no one listens to this show, but nevertheless, it's a principle of this thing. All right, what else?
The Powerball jackpot is now at $1.3 billion.
Billion with a B dollars. It's uncomfortable. Funkhauser, you win that, you win that, your financial woes could be over. I mean, with that kind of money...
If I win that, I'll see you tomorrow, right?
Yeah. With that kind of money, you could buy a house in Southern California and almost have enough left over for lattes at Starbucks. So we hold out hope. Go on.
The odds of winning Wednesday's Powerball are at, thanks a lot, are 1 in 292.2 million.
Right. Which is the same as the Bengals winning a playoff game. Go on, what else?
There's an ultrasound circulating online that appears to depict a demon looking at an unborn baby.
Oh, by the way, yeah, I saw it. It's a creepy picture. Have you seen it?
No.
Just Google it real quick. I want to get a reaction from you.
I don't want to. Okay. Hold on. Ultrasound demon baby? Oh, yeah, that came up like that.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's definitely...
Yeah. You have a song about this, I think. I can't play.
Really? I do?
Yeah.
Demon Baby?
No, it has a couple words in it I can't.
That's all my music. Yeah. Anyways, an ultrasound circulates online. Appears to depict a demon looking at an unborn baby. It's genuinely creepy to look at. And if you look at it long enough, it goes from creepy to terrifying. By the way, Demon in an Ultrasound, my favorite Meredith Baxter movie on Lifetime. Go on. Oh, wait. I know what piece of news is coming, and I just ready the Karate Kid again. Funkhauser.
Right, there it is. Scientists develop a smart bra that measures a woman's cardio rate.
Yep, a smart bra.
A smart bra.
Yeah, I can't say what it's called, but let's just say that it rhymes with Fitbit.
One more time?
The smart bra
Yeah.
that measures a woman's cardio rate. Pristine, well-oiled machine of a show that we operate around here. Just, hold on a second. Wait. I'm going to need more of this if we're going to get through the rest of it. Coffee. Okay. Go with the drum roll again. Well, let's hit the news bed, do the drum roll, and ready the Karate Kid. Scientists have developed a smart bra that measures a woman's cardio rate. Can't say what it's called on the air, but it rhymes with Fitbit.
Real classy. Why don't we just go to the story?
All right. Okay. I've tweeted out the link to Funkhauser's quiz that he's about to take.
Oh, okay.
And that means you can play along at home. But please don't skip ahead. Let's get some appropriate America music here, Funkhauser.
Oh, yeah. Since we are gambling on a...
I guess this is sort of game show-esque.
Sure.
Kind of going for something a little bit more American.
you want
But
this
then
then?
what is... You know what? What's more American than a game show?
We'll go with this one.
You know what? Let's play this one. Probably a conversation we should have had before the show. Let's play this one when we announce who you should vote for. And let's go with the game show music. All right. Funkhauser.
Yes.
And bear in mind, some of these issues might be super important to you, but not important to you. Like, super important. And I can adjust that, the level of importance. But what is your stance on abortion? Are you pro-choice, pro-life, or other stances?
The first one you said, I believe.
Pro-choice. How important is it to you?
Pretty important.
Okay, I'm just going to go with a medium amount of importance. Do you support the legalization of same-sex marriage?
Sure. Yes.
And how important is it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Should the government continue to fund Planned Parenthood? Ooh, get ready to alienate a certain number of our listeners, no matter what.
Should the government pay for
Continue
that?
to fund Planned Parenthood?
Nah.
No. Should the government increase environmental regulations to prevent global warming? Now, there's some other options. There's yes, no, and then you can tax carbon emissions instead. Global warming is a natural occurrence. Provide incentives for alternative energy. Any of the above. Yes, no, or
Ask
any
me
of
the
those
question
options.
again.
Should the government increase environmental regulations to prevent global warming?
Yes.
Yes. Should national parks continue to be preserved and protected by the federal government?
Yeah.
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 Should the United States require labeling of genetically engineered foods?
Should they require? Yeah.
Yeah. I think, yeah. You should be able to know what the hell you're putting in your body. Should employers be... hold on. I actually shouldn't... I should not have any opinions here. I should remain neutral.
Do not
because
agree.
I do not want to affect the outcome of this. So, and I already took the
Flawed.
quiz. Should employers be... Yeah. Mistrial.
Recount.
Should... pregnant Chad.
Dangling Chad.
Should employers be required to pay men and women who perform the same work the same salary?
Yeah. Should they be required? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, equal pay.
Yeah.
Should able-bodied, mentally capable adults who receive welfare be required to work? Now, this is an interesting one.
Able-bodied.
If
What?
you are able-bodied and mentally capable and an adult and you receive welfare, should you be required to work? Meaning like, all right, we're going to give you money to live off of, but do something in exchange for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
Should all
afraid of the outcome of this.
should all welfare recipients be tested for drugs?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Should every person purchasing a gun, can open, worms
there we
everywhere.
are.
Should every person purchasing a gun be required to pass a criminal and public safety background check?
Yes.
Okay, there's some other options here too. Yes, except for private transfer of ownership between family members, meaning like if your dad has a gun and wants to give you a gun, or your uncle has a gun, like they should be able to do that. Be like, here you go, here's a gun, and it's a gift between family members.
If I can't park in the handicap spot, you can't carry a gun without anybody knowing.
Interesting. Okay. Do you support increased gun control? Well, it's kind of sort of a similar question. Yes, no.
Increased,
you want the other stances?
Yeah.
No, only for individuals with mental health issues and convicted felons. No, but increased penalties for gun-related crimes. No, and the federal government should pass national stand your ground laws. Yes, require strict background checks, psychological testing, and training. Yes, and ban all guns from public use.
I
Or
like
just
that
yes or no?
first. I like that first, yes.
Do you support increased gun control? Yes, is your answer.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I mean mental illness and background check.
Oh,
and that,
okay.
Yeah, the yes
Right,
and.
okay.
The first
Yes,
yes,
and.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yes, require strict background check. Oh, wait, hold on. No. You like the first no. No, only for
yeah.
individuals with mental health issues and convicted felons. That's what
it.
you like, right?
That's it,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
People in Texas tuning back into the show after you pulled out of the fire on that one. Should people on the no-fly list be banned from purchasing guns and ammunition?
No-fly list. My friend's on the no-fly list because he's got a generic name. So
Right. Yeah. So no.
Yes and no and I don't know.
You want the other stances?
Yeah.
There's yes, no, and then yes, and ban the sale of guns and ammunition to anyone. Yes, but not until the no-fly list screening process is improved for
That's it.
accuracy.
That's the one.
You like that one?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you support the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, which is Obamacare?
Yeah, sure.
Well, yes. Let me give you all the options. There's yes and no. Yes, I support a majority of the plan, but not all aspects. Yes, but a mandatory single-payer system would be even better. Yes, and allow consumers to choose providers and import pharmaceuticals from other countries like Canada, the way you've imported a girlfriend. No, open the market so insurers can compete across state lines and drive down costs. No, the government should not be involved in the medical business, or you can add your own additional
No, the government
stance.
should not be involved in medical business. Ding, final answer.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because you kind of changed your whole stance there pretty quick. But anyways, you'd make an excellent politician, able to change your stance on something in a matter of seconds and make it sound natural. Good for you. Should the federal government require children to be vaccinated for preventable diseases?
Yeah.
Do you support the legalization of marijuana?
Sure.
Should the U.S. accept refugees from Syria?
Yes.
Well, hold on. Do you want the other answers?
How many more questions are there?
Yeah, let's just go with yes. There's a lot of questions to get through.
We got 1
feel
minute
like the
left.
SATs. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Should foreign terrorism suspects be given constitutional rights? I'm just going to answer for you. No. Should the government decrease military spending?
Yes.
Would you support increasing taxes on the rich in order to reduce interest rates for student loans?
No.
Do you support the adoption of Common Core?
I don't know what that is. No.
Should photo ID be required to vote?
Yes.
Oh my God, we're going to run out of time. Should Muslim immigrants be banned from entering the country until the government improves its ability to screen out potential terrorists?
Nah.
Should illegal immigrants be given access to government health care?
Yes.
Illegal immigrants?
No.
Yeah. Do you support stronger measures to increase our border security?
Yeah. Nah.
Should government fund space travel?
No.
If the presidential election were held today, which candidate would you... Oh, wait, hold on. We're going to skip that. All right. Show your results.
Okay, now we are out. So, for our Spreaker audience, what is it?
We're matching your answers to the candidates. Funkhauser, you side with Bernie Sanders on most 2016 presidential election issues.
Well, I would like to
But you know what? You know what's very interesting? That's 84% of the issues you're in line with Bernie Sanders on. Guess who's your number 2?
Who's my number 2?
Donald Trump.
Well, they kind of sound the same coming out of my mouth, so...
Yeah. And you know what? I took this test. Trump all the way. Like, shockingly high number of issues I'm aligned with a Donald on, and that's giving me something to think about. Tweet us at ADSXE, at FunkFM. We have to go now and figure out how we're going to make this show work in syndication. Thanks a lot. Hard political quiz. Bye.